Heat zones of the Earth. The amount of insolation received by the Earth's surface not only varies from place to place but also from season to season. Here the amount of insolation received by the Earth's surface it starts decreasing as one goes away from the equator towards the poles. Now on the basis of the amount of heat received, the Earth has been divided roughly into 3 heat zones. So the first one is the torrid zone. Okay, this and this is a torrid zone, or you can say tropical zone. The second one is the temperate zone. Here you can see this is the temperate zone, which is in yellow color, and the third one, frigid zone. Okay, this bluish green color, that is the frigid zone. So we have roughly three heat zones. First one is the torrid zone, second one is the temperate zone, and the third one is the frigid zone. So let's study one by one. Torrid zone. Torrid zone, which extends both sides of the equator. You can see this red color. It is in the northern part as well as in the southern part. So it extends on both the sides of the equator, from Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere to the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. You can see this red color. This is the torrid zone. Now the sun rays, it remains here more or less vertical throughout the year in this zone. So here it's this torrid zone, there is a vertical rays of the sun. Okay, direct vertically, or you can say that direct rays of the sun. This region, because of the direct rays, this region receives the maximum insolation and is the hottest part of the Earth. Okay, so this tropic of torrid zone is the hottest part of the Earth because it receives the direct rays. The equatorial belt does not experience winter season due to the high temperature throughout the year. However, in some areas close to the tropics, the summers and the winter seasons are clearly observed and you can differentiate. Okay. Now in this region, the amount of heat which is received is more than the amount of heat which is lost, and this is through the terrestrial radiation. I hope it is clear. The amount of the heat which is received, that is the insolation, is more than the amount of heat lost through the terrestrial radiation. So this is what happens in the torrid zone. Now let's go to the next zone, that is called the temperate zone, that is the yellow color. In the northern hemisphere, the temperate zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. Okay, the Arctic Circle, that is the yellow part, you can see that. While the southern hemisphere, it lies the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. The amount of insolation received here, it decreases with the increase in the latitude. That means as you go to higher latitudes, the amount of insolations decreases, and this is due to the spherical shape of the Earth and the slanting rays of the sun. Because in the temperate zone, the rays of the suns are slanting. Okay, now this region receives because it is slanting rays, these region receives a moderate amount of insolation. Thus they are neither too cold nor too hot. Though the days and nights are longer, yet they are never more than 24 hours. So this is what happens in the temperate zone, that is the second zone. Now let's move to the next third zone, that is called the frigid zone. Okay, this is the frigid zone. In the northern hemisphere, you can see that the frigid zone lies between the Arctic Circle, that is the Arctic Circle here, and the North Pole. While in the southern hemisphere, it lies the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. Now the frigid zone receives oblique rays of the sun throughout the year. Now which results in a very low temperature throughout the year. That means the temperature is very low, that is too cold it is. Day and nights are longer. In fact, at the poles, the duration of day and night reaches 6 months. Okay, day and night are longer here. In fact, at the poles, the duration of day and night reaches 6 months. 6 months is day, night. This zone receives the minimum insolation. That is, the frigid zone receives the minimum insolation, and that's why it is the coldest part of the earth. So that is why it is the coldest part. You can see here it is written here cold. And the ground surface is permanently covered with the snow, because as the temperature remains below the freezing point. So here these are the three heat zones of the earth which I have explained to you.